Hello everyone, I'm here today with the tier finale of my trilogy of Madoka spin-off manga reviews. This final manga is called Suzune Magica and it's only 3 volumes long. And honestly, how I feel about it, it's in the middle. It's a middle child. It's better than Oriko, but not better than Kazumi. I normally try not to include spoilers in my reviews, but due to how short this manga is, it would be hard for me to give an honest review when there will be barely anything for me to talk about. So this review will get into spoilers. If you're the type of person who does not like spoilers, I recommend not watching this video. So with that out of the way, let's get with the synopsis. This story is about Suzune. She's this magical girl serial killer, yes, just like in Naruto, who wants to kill all these other magical girls to stop them from turning to witches. And similar to Oriko, she's very self-righteous. I don't like this type of character. She's always justifying her actions as in, well, it's better for them to die than turn into witches. They should feel thankful that I'm killing them. This is the better alternative for them to turn to witches. With that said, she's only similar to Oriko in terms of motives. In terms of personality and a little bit of appearance, she's very similar to Zero from Drakengard 3. I don't know how many people play Drakengard 3, but I did see a walkthrough of it a while back. And honestly, the premise of the games are fairly similar. You have this white-haired magical girl, so to speak, with a white colored motif who wants to kill all these other magical girls in order to save the world or what have you. I find their personalities to be very similar, and that's ironic because Drakengard 3 was apparently inspired by Madoka Magica in terms of character designs. So I think that's a very cool coincidence to have. While Suzune is hunting for Magical Girl, she ends up killing Chisato, the best friend of Arisa, one of the main characters. And from then on, this manga turns into a revenge story about Arisa trying to get revenge for her friends and is trying to kill Suzune, but Suzune just keeps killing and killing more people, and it's really unfortunate. We later find out that the true main villain of this manga is Kaguri Hinata, the sister of Matsuri Hinata, one of the other protagonists. The reason why Kaguri hates Suzune is because Suzune killed her mother Tsubaki after she turned into a witch. So Kaguri made a wish with Kyubei in order to make Suzune suffer the same fate that her mother did. Kaguri has the ability to alter memories, and the reason why Suzune is going on this magical girl witch hunt in the first place is because Kaguri altered her memories in order to give her the psychotic personality that she has. Well, psychotic isn't a good word for it, just cold-blooded is more accurate, actually. And with that, you have two different revenge stories in this manga. And honestly, I would not say I'm the biggest fan of how the story and characters were handled. I believe that the characters were too flat. The previously mentioned Chisato, she died in chapter 2. I feel like she didn't get enough characterization. We do get a little flashback about her home life and why she made this wish in order to turn her abusive father into a good person. But it felt a little flat and just not enough to truly resonate with the character. There's also another Magical Girl member called Haruka who had this wish to erase her sister from existence. And I know that sounds incredibly dark, but she was a young child at the time and most likely didn't understand the full implications of what that meant. And she deeply regrets her wish and has a whole personal dilemma over it. But yeah, she doesn't get enough screen time and character development for my taste, but I still kind of like her, just not enough to fall in love with her character. And with Matsuri, the green girl, I feel like her character was poorly handled because I get it, she's supposed to be the happy-go-lucky, super positive girl hero, but it's just so overdone. She tries to be friends with Suzune even after Suzune kills her friends. It just doesn't make any sense why you would even do that. And I feel like these type of characters are often poorly written because a lot of writers just make them see the world in black and white. If like girls like these, characters like these type of girls, they always see everything in black and white. They aren't capable of having negative emotions, so they always want to be friendly, always want to be upbeat and positive, and it just doesn't work. It would have been more realistic if you want to have this hyper positive character, make it seem like you could have written her to be like, oh, she still has a grudge against Suzune, but she doesn't want to get caught up with revenge like Arisa is. I definitely found Arisa to be the most interesting character because she was the only one who was really trying to stop Suzune. I like her motives, I found them very relatable, and I also like her backstory, where it's revealed that she used to get bullied, and once she turned to Magic Girl, she got revenge from bullies by beating them up and she even hospitalized them. Thankfully, Chisato was there to set her back on the right path and be a good friend to her and a good mentor, which is why Arisa is so devastated by Chisato's death. I loved Arisa as a character. I liked her so much more than the other cast, especially Suzune, because I cannot stand these self-righteous, cold-blooded characters types. I don't like them. I did not like Suzune. I feel like the whole backstory thing was just used in order to try to make her seem less evil, make her seem more like a victim than a villain. I don't think it works though, because honestly I didn't feel sympathetic towards Suzune for throughout the majority of the story. So her whole backstory thing just falls flat. But I do find it very interesting how she's connected to the story with the main character's sister like that. As for how I feel about Kaguri, I like her too. I like manipulative villains. I like her costume. It has a cool butterfly motif. It uses a lot of purple. I think her character design is the best one in this part, definitely by far. I just like how evil and sadistic she is. I cannot get enough of these manipulative, evil, sadistic characters. I think she was well done. She never really pissed me off, even though she killed Arisa. I still like her as a villain. She's one of my most liked villains from these Madoka spinoffs, but she's not the best villain. The best villain in this Madoka spinoffs, well, it's a spoiler, so I can't say her name, but she definitely comes from the Kazumi Madoka Magica manga. Overall, I felt that the story was decent, but the characters were mediocre. They didn't do a good job on leaving an impact on their readers. I feel like the story should have been a bit longer so the characters had more time to develop and be more interesting. This story, so Suzune Magica, like I said earlier, it's in the middle between Oriko and Kazumi because by itself it's good, but it doesn't do much to be above average and leave a strong impression on me. And with that, that's all I have to say about the Madoka spinoff manga. Now I know there are other manga out there like the different story. I might reread that one because I already read it a few years ago, but I'll have to reread it to jog my memory. I might read that and review at a later time. And I know there are other spin-off mangas, mostly comedic ones, but I don't have any plans on reading those right now. So that's my whole thing on the Madoka spin-off series. And since we're currently in October, my next manga review might be a horror title, and I know exactly what the manga will be if I choose to review a horror manga. Until then, see you next time.